So in today's video, I'm actually going to show you a bunch of the tips and tricks that I normally use when traveling to do different skate trips and videos around places like Switzerland, London, France, and all this, that, and the other. So instead of just making it a normal video where we just start at a skate park and do that, I'm going to teach you how to travel smart, save a bit of money, and get everything you need for less. Starting with car parking fees, find somewhere next to the train station where you can park for free, because the train station car park cost 10 quid. So that's tip number one. Oh yeah, and we're actually heading to London today, so that should be good. I'm going to show you all the parks around there, how we get around. Got the Star Wars Santa Cruz skateboard this time. I'm going to tour that around London. Oh, and actually, second tip, I'm coming at you with that already. When you're booking your trains, don't just accept the first price that you see online, because I went to book these on an app called TrainPal that I normally use for all of our train stuff. And it said to me that the tickets for 2 people, both with rail cards, which you should also have, by the way, if you're getting trains, was going to be £72. But all I did was go on my PC, have a quick double check, and on my PC it was only £60. So don't accept that first price. Make sure you shop around to get the best one. Anyway, we're now heading to the train station, which is only a 5-minute walk from the free parking, and I'm going to be dropping these knowledgeable tips about traveling the entire time. So let's go to that. Oh yeah, and in case you didn't see, Holly's here too. This is a trip with the lady. Oh, the journey starts in Saxmundham, which is only about 2 hours away from London, so not too far to go. Oh, speaking of travel tips, I almost just made the dumbest mistake ever. I left my phone on top of Holly's car while I was making the start of this video. Thank God it was still there. Shoelace untied as well. Anyway, to the train station it is. Oh yeah, and just for fun, I'm going to track how much money we're spending throughout this to see how low we can keep it. Starting off with some breakfast. So the first shop didn't sell any protein bars, breakfast bars or nothing. What kind of corner shop is that? Anyway, the second one, obviously we're hugely strapped for time right now. I literally had to run back to get my phone, so I had like 5 minutes left. Why does it always seem like when you're strapped for time, people move in slow motion? The guy was literally moving in like 10 frames a second. Anyway, we're at the station now, so panic over.
Will be Wickham Market.
So the first purchases now are on the train. Alpen, 2 for £1, keeping it low budget. Those are for the third. And for me, I got the grenade bar. Now these are £2.50, but it's like a meal in a bar. So give it a try if you haven't already, because it will save you a tenner later. Have you had these before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Welcome to this service.
alright, that's the first train journey completed. Now it's just a tube to the Gap. So we've just arrived in Highgate, which is where our gaff is that we're staying at, and it's literally the tube station of 1,000 stairs. You've got these ones back here. We just walked up like 200 to get here. Ridiculous. Ready for some more?
No.
So this part of London is actually pretty nice. So this is Highgate, which is surrounded by mostly nature, which is something that you really don't see a lot of in London. Which brings me actually nicely on to travel tip number 3, how to book some cheap accommodation for your trip in London. Now, once we get there, I'll show you what I mean by that. And we are only 2 minutes away, so I'll see you there. And here we are, actually the nicest looking one on the block. Yeah, this is actually really nice. Yeah. We're apartment number 1, which is through here, I guess. Level 1, 2, 3, and 4. Wow. Lights were left on. That's naughty. Now, imagine if there's just someone else in here.
Yeah.
Well, this is it. So, We've just arrived at our apartment, which brings me on to travel tip number 3. Don't go for hotels. Hotels are so expensive and you do not get anywhere near as much space. Get yourself an apartment. You can book these on booking.com with the filters. That's what I always use. So obviously for a cheap price, you're not gonna get a mad nice apartment, but sometimes you can actually. In some countries we have managed that. This one, I think I paid £65 per night, booked like 2 days ago, which in London is unheard of. You get a full bedroom where you can leave all your stuff, TV. This is what your hotel room would be in London, and it would probably cost 2 to 3 times the amount. So forget hotels, apartments is the way forward. And the main reason why I tell you this is because in an apartment, you've got your own kitchen, comes with a coffee machine, you get free coffees with the coffee machine, you can get some cheap food from Tesco's and cook it here, which is gonna be so much more efficient for your money than booking an entire hotel and then having to go out and buy food or have food at the restaurant in the hotel, which is gonna be even more expensive. I know sometimes they try and include it in the price, but they're just bumping up the price of the room to make up for it, so you're not even getting a deal. So Webz travel tip number 3, make sure you get an apartment, not a hotel room. Well, overall, I'd say the apartment's fairly decent.
The door doesn't close, no, look. Oh.
Dumbass. I'm happy with that. Anyway, it's this way. Another thing that I think I'll cover in this video as well is the skate shops and where you can get some skate stuff in the local area. Ideally, if this video does well, I'd like to do something for like every city we go to. So for example, we just went to Switzerland. I could do a skateboarder's guide to Geneva, Switzerland, a skateboarder's guide to London. So if you like these videos, let me know, drop a like, because it would really help me determine whether or not I'm going to continue the series.
I'm hungry.
And the weather has picked up quite nicely here in London. And Bird's hungry.
I'm hungry.
So we're going to get some food on the way into the city. Should be nice. So in order to stay on brand with the video, we are bobbing off the Starbucks Costa. And we're going to go Costco and see what we can get from there for cheap. Costco no longer exists.
There's now food and wine.
Yeah. We'll break this down in a moment.
It's all about my mum. Her name was Patricia. She was from Liverpool and she emigrated to Australia in the late 1950s.
So for anyone that doesn't know, this is basically South Bank, one of the most historic skate parks in not only London, but the entire country. It's almost like a sort of street plaza park built under a bridge, so it remains dry fairly often, even when it rains. As you can see, we've got all types of different ledges, there's a few stair sets, a mani pad or two. Definitely one of my favourite parks that I've been to in London, to be honest. I mean, this stair set here is iconic, so many banging tricks been thrown down. Oh, and it's also worth noting that the food that we got from the food and wine shop, I got this like vegetable samosa thing, and I also got myself a sugar-free Boost energy drink right here. 2-litre bottle of Volvic water, and I also got Holly that sandwich, totaling to £7.23. Trafalgar Square. First time here, actually in the square itself. Cubic.
Yeah.
They got the maddest kinked rail over there. Have a look at that.
What?
Kinked rail.
Pink rail?
Look over there.
Oh wow. Pink rail. I got you!
If my foot wasn't hurt, I'd do like a fucking Christ stare off this.
Yeah? Boys? Where are we going?
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Oxford Circus, just to see what's about.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
The old Sense engines.
135. £1.10p for that.
Magic Spark Star.
£1.10p.
Tip number 4, and now we're back at the gaff, by the way, because a lot of walking, very tired. Get all your shopping and snacks from somewhere like Sainsbury's, a supermarket in general. You're going to save so much by doing that. Literally, we got all 4 meals. Well, we pretty much got 4 meals here for £30. Now, if we went out for a meal, £30 would cover one of us for one meal. So it'd be like £60 for the 2. Anyway, day number 1 draws to a close, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
The next day.
Okay, day number 2, up bright and early. All we've done so far this morning is had a quick coffee, some jam on toast with the groceries we bought from Sainsbury's yesterday. Now we're going to go do some filming at a skate park nearby, Finsbury Park first, as it will likely be quite quiet. So if you go super early in the morning to these skate parks, which is, by the way, travel tip number whatever we're up to now, go early to the skate parks because you'll have it to yourself almost certainly, which will prove when we get to the park.
That one's still got charger for it.
Is it? Never actually used one, have you?
No, I haven't.
So here we are at Finsbury Park. This is actually one of the ones that's slightly quieter, especially during the days. If you want to get into, even in London, if you want to come to a skate park and really have a session where you can just get to know the board and not have to worry about getting in the way of other people, come to a park like this, because this is one that is, you're right, it's not top tier, but it's going to get the job done. As long as you have some flat ground and a ramp to practice on, that's literally all you need. So you can get away with it even if you come down at like 10 o'clock. As you can see, it's not even that early, and there's only one geezer at the park who's also learning. So keep that in mind. That's travel tip number, I don't know how many we're up to right now, 5 or 6. Anyway, so the reason why we're at the skate park is so we can film a couple of YouTube videos. I've got 10 beginner tricks for the mini ramp, so we're going to get that done and then move to another skate park and continue this journey then. Best way you can. Let's move to the next skate park. Right, so we've got our first video done. Now I'm back in the underground to get tubed to a little bit of an obscure part of London, because I thought we'd do more of a like good places for beginners to practice skate park sort of thing for this video. So I found one that I've never been to. It looks fairly new actually, so we're gonna go there and see what it's saying. For like a suburban area, this is the quietest I've ever seen it in a London district. Lord's Recreational, doing it right. This is actually a really nice little park. Never been here, never have I been here before. Lordship Recreation Ground, they call it. And there's apparently a place to get some food, which we're going to hit before we go skate. I'm hoping this park is good, because this has got there's a lot of vibe potential here, don't you think?
Yeah.
They even got a swimming pool on site. We opted out of the cafe because it was expensive and also closed, so we got this. Spent £4.90. Holly got a pepperoni.
I already started eating mine.
You had to literally go nuclear. Pepperoni is not normally my first option.
No. There was no sandwiches in that shop.
But we're currently in a desolate suburban area, so back to the park. Let's film another video. Bit of a hill bump on the way back. This is how we get around the foot injury out here.
A massive boob in the middle though.
So in the middle of filming our second YouTube video of the day, Holzer decided she needs to take a break to take her shoes off.
Holy feet, man.
Any tips for the boot wearing ladies out there?
If you're gonna wear the Dr. Martin big ones like that, I would definitely recommend wearing some fluffy socks without the toes, like cut the toes off and then just have the fluffy sock. I haven't done it today, but that really helps with blisters.
Good. Well done, babes. So this skate park we came to, yeah, it does actually have like a lot of beginner potential. is a massive open area of some decent ground. It's not too bad. It's like, it could be a lot better, obviously. So if you fall, I would say bring like elbow pads, knee pads, maybe even a helmet here, especially if you're a beginner. Even if you're like starting skating in your older years, like 30 plus, definitely don't feel any shame in wearing that stuff, because save yourself. As you can see here, this one has got some ramps, a lot of flat ground space. So if you wanted to practice some ramps, if you wanted to just learn some flat ground tricks and basic stuff, this is definitely a good spot for it. We've got that stage there where we just filmed the video, which is 10 easy freestyle tricks for beginners. That'll be coming out in a couple of days, maybe a week if it hasn't already. So make sure you subscribe for that. Holly just tried to climb up the ramp and nearly stacked it. Now would probably be a good time to say that if you are enjoying these longer style video vlogs where I like teach you about how I get about skateboarding and the best practices and stuff in this vlog format, drop a like on the video and let me know in the comments, because they really help me out. And I do like these kind of videos. They're actually my favorite style to make, so it will be good to know. I'd love to do more of them, especially in different cities around the world. We can go back to Amsterdam, Geneva, Lyon. Yeah. What do you think, babes?
Yeah.
Anyway, I think the next order of business is to pack up our stuff here and drop the big camera and stuff off at home, because we're not filming any more longer YouTube videos apart from this one today. Then go do some street skating. I've got some good spots in mind, so let's get to it. Back at the gaff now for some lunch. Keeping it simple with some bread and a couple noodle pots from yesterday's shop. Get a 2-litre bottle. Save yourself even more cash. Now we're going to go do something not skateboarding related, but it is free, so it's on theme for the video. We're going to go to the Natural History Museum and then find some street spots to skate after that. So let's commence that journey.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9.
Right, well, the museum, for being free, is actually a top-tier attraction in London. Highly recommend it if you haven't been before. Now I think we're going to hit up one of the most popular street spots, that's St. Paul's Cathedral. They used to have so much skatable stuff there, but I'm going to have to get a status report on that, because I've heard some things and seen some things. Hopefully it's still skatable, let's find out. Alright, we've just arrived at St. Paul's. Do you want the good news or the bad news first?
Bad news?
The bad news is a lot of the ledges have been capped off, as you can see right here. And there's some drama happening in the corner over there. The good news is there's still some skatable spots. Let's see if we can find some more. The stairs are still in action.
Do you want to see them in action?
Go on, show us the stairs. Absolutely tragic. All the buttery ledges gone. Look at this. Every single one. This used to be a sick little street line, but maybe St. Paul's ain't what it used to be. There's still a couple of stair sets over there, which I've already shown, but, you know, gonna have to keep the hunt going, I guess, for some more street spots. If anyone knows any secret places in London, let me know in the comments. Another old spot. Totally tampered with. This is a story of heartbreak right now. So like, I swear not even 2 years ago, these chairs weren't here for one. So you could literally ride from there, hit this, and then off the other side. But they've added the chairs, so you can't even get the run up, even if you did a big ollie.
That's naughty.
And they've also added these, which in most cases are to show blind people that there's something coming up, but I mean, come on. They've ruined a skate spot. I swear to God, St. Paul's Cathedral used to be like an active skate spot that you're allowed to skate on.
Look at this.
We should take it just for principle. So the plan now is we found a little alcove where there's not hardly any people walking. We're going to do some shorts, trickless shorts with that big ass cathedral in the background. So, babes, do you have something to say?
I just need to know what's going on with the drama.
There's loads of police about and they're all running around with people back and forth, sirens, dogs barking. It's pretty crazy. That is one perk of London. You do see a lot of action.
Well, it's not a perk. It's not a perk at all.
It's entertainment.
It's not a perk though. It's scary.
Right, well, it's an absolute tragedy. St. Paul's is no longer the skate haven that it used to be, which puts an end to today's skate pretty much because we're yet to have some dinner. Holes is hungry, as am I. So we're gonna go find something to eat out in the wild streets. I know it's not on topic for the video, but after a long day filming, I've got to treat the lady to something. If I don't see you tonight, I'll see you tomorrow. So something really cool that we're going to do this afternoon is I'm now booking a slot at the Selfridges Bowl. Now, it's like a big shopping place for like designer clothes where people usually buy really expensive stuff, but they actually have a giant wooden skate bowl in there. I know, crazy. So we're going to do that this afternoon, hit a few parks before that, film some other videos, but that's the plan for today. Oh, one final apartment tip actually. If you are leaving, say your checkout time is at 11, but you've got stuff to do in the city and you want to hang out till a bit later, maybe you want to make the most of the day and you don't want to leave straight away. Normally, you'd have to carry your bags around city with you all damn day, but guess what? There's services for that. We've got radical storage here. Obviously, this is up to you, whether or not you want to spend the money on this, but for me, you can spend £6.50 per bag or £13 for 2 bags. And basically what they do is they look after it for you. And it's included insurance up to £3,000 as well. So they'll look after your bag for you all day and you can pick it up the second you want to leave. It's super convenient. Not for everybody, because obviously some people don't mind carrying their bags if you're traveling light, so don't waste your money on it if you are one of those people. But the one that I use is called Radical Storage. I've used them in Barcelona, in Switzerland, and now in London as well, so highly recommend. Not sponsored, just check them out. Time to say goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, you're trapped.
Bye.
One final piece of advice before leaving your apartment, make sure you do the washing up, because some places do take a deposit, and if they have taken a deposit, if you don't do the washing up, just don't give them any excuse
We need to put the key back.
to take any of your money. So we're now on our way to Liverpool Street. I'd recommend that if you are booking a storage place for your bags when you're traveling around London on your last day, that you book it close to wherever you're getting your train or bus from, just so that when you want to leave, you don't have to go grab it from across town and take all your crap from one side to the other and then get home. When you're booking the storage location, you can put in where you want it to be. So for us, put Liverpool Street, so that when we leave, we can just go ahead, grab our bits and jump straight on the train. After we put our stuff in storage, we're gonna go to a big old bowl that I've never been to before, that I'm quite excited for. And then we're gonna go to a wooden bowl that's inside Selfridges that I mentioned earlier. It's 100% free, so perfect for beginners. And you can also book lessons in there if you're trying to get into transition skating. Anyway, enough talking. We're gonna go jump on the tube and get these bags locked down. Well, that's Kennington Bowl. Now, contrary to how it actually looks, I would say this is actually a nice quiet spot. If you're a beginner and you just wanted to learn how to ride the board back and forward, definitely bring a broom though, because there's a bit of glass and sticks around here, so you want to sweep out a nice little area and make sure you have a nice bit. But I definitely recommend this bowl during the daytime. It looks like it might become a little bit of a sketchy area at night, so I'd keep that in mind, because there was literally a police line do not cross thing just over the other side of this fence. But the bowl itself now would be a great place to come and practice some flat ground in just a small area of it. Apparently soon though it's getting renovated, so I'll keep you guys updated if that actually happens. But we have an appointment booked at 2 o'clock for the bowl in Selfridges, so we're going to do that, but see if we can find somewhere else to skate on the way to get this show back on the road. Right, well, we've just arrived at this, I guess you could call it a skate park. There's more than one obstacle. We've got a bowl that's got some quite undesirable ground. This reminds me of Leiston circa 2022. We've got a rail in the corner. We've got a rail on the side. To be fair, the flat ground up here isn't too bad. Like, if you were a beginner, you could come play up here and it not be too much of an issue. And then obviously you got an outrageously tall manual pad that's at a bit of an angle, but to be fair, you could still use this quite well though. It's another place I haven't been to before. It's the middle of the day. What is it, babes? Like, what? It's 1:15 and there's literally no one here at all. So if you are looking for a quiet skate park, I've given you all the good ones today. Obviously, there are a lot better skate parks around London, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, but they're going to be really busy. Even if you get there early in the morning, like 9, 10 a.m, there's usually going to be people pulling up that have either a day off work or just don't work in general because they're the most popular skate parks. The ones I've been showing you are the more out of the way ones, usually about 20 to 30 minutes from town centre in London. But if you're looking for a little solitary session to learn things in your own time, they're the best places to be. Well, it's now 20 past 1 and it takes 51 minutes to get to our 2 o'clock booking. So we're going to need to make a move right now to get to Selfridges in order to show you that bowl. So post haste. Right, well that's the Selfridges bowl right there. This is right in the corner of a massive shopping centre, which is a bit out of place, but hey ho, it works. You got the extension here that leads from the ramp. This bit is completely see-through, which can put you off at first, but now that you know it, you shouldn't be too worried about that. You get a nice view of Oxford Street from the top. And again, this place is free. They also offer lessons. I'll leave all the details for that down below in the video description. But now I've had a session here, film some videos, I think the plan is to find a nice quiet park and just go over what we've learned in this video, along with a few of the skate shops that you can hit if you come here. I think that'll be a nice way to cap off the slightly longer video, so let's get to it. So, the end of the trip is here. The only one thing I want to go over now is what skate shops are in the area. So, some of the ones that I've been to, my personal favourite of them all is Slam City Skates. It's massive, they have 2 branches across London. I'll put all the information for all these, by the way, in the description of the video down below. Next up we got Three Amigos. This is a super cool skate shop. It has really cool artwork, really nice guys on the Instagram page as well. Again, details in the description. We've got Palace Skateboards, another one that I haven't actually been to. I'm going to have to visit this one on the next trip because it looks like they got some pretty cool stuff there. The 4th one I would say is Route 1 London. If you want to get a sick little deal, Route 1 is always a go-to for that. They have loads of stuff. If you want a cheap board, go to them, but I'd recommend going to one of the more independent skate shops first. And finally, you got Brixton's baddest skate shop. This one I haven't been to yet, and I will on my next trip around London. But they've got loads of cool stuff on there, so highly recommend checking those out too. Only final 2 things I'll mention is obviously there are tons of other skate parks around London that we haven't visited, which we will in future videos. But if you're looking for indoor skate parks in case the weather doesn't permit your skate session, try Hop Kingdom and Bay 66. With that being said, let us know if you enjoyed this new video, and I'll see you guys hopefully in the next one.